it's Manema again, and welcome to another episode of The Crafty Communicator, where marketing, communications, and brand experts converge to exchange knowledge. Now, in today's episode, I want us to discuss something something interesting, something to get your minds thinking. Should marketers really be regulated? Should marketing be a regulated profession? Now, depending on where you live in the world, this could be different. Not all markets regulate their advertisers, um, people who promote goodwill, and things like that. But the blanket answer from my perspective is a general yes. I think marketing should be a regulated profession. And these are the reasons why. Number one, it's about setting standards and protocols so that people can come in as professionals. So the practice should be professionally handled by people who have the expertise and have put in the time to learn the craft. I think it's very important because that's how businesses get value, real value from marketing, is to be able to have the right professionals to do it. Now, marketing is one, this was actually based on a conversation I had the other day with one of my colleagues who is an expert in growth marketing. And one of the things we were laughing about is marketing is the only profession where we hear all other professions thinking that they can do it. In my entire career, I've never heard a marketer say, "Oh, by the way, do you know that I can do accounting? Oh, by the way, I can also do medicine and I can do surgery and I can be a HR professional." But why is it that marketing is the only profession that everyone else thinks they can do? Right? So it's very important to be regulated because it allows for only professionals to practice their craft. And that's value to the consumer, it's value to the business. Number two, it's also about consumer and child protection, right? So consumer protection is ensuring that there's no financial damage or false advertising or false promotions that is done in the market, right? Oh, this is newer, it's fresher, it's faster. These claims need to be verified, and a regulator can help us do that, to regulate those claims that companies make so that the consumer doesn't go into financial turmoil. The other thing is about child protection. There's some products that honestly should not be exposed to children. Things like alcohol, cigarettes, or any other mind altering um, uh, consumables that out there in the market. So it's very important for a regulator to look at the marketing activities of such companies that produce these products in order to protect our children, isn't it? The other thing is about the nature of the product. So not all industries might suffer this, but I always look at it on the basis of the impact to their communities. So when you think of the nature of products, for instance, like healthcare industry and the pharmaceutical industry, right? Or healthcare professionals and why they're not allowed to market themselves as individuals. When you think of gambling and why there's strict regulations around gambling advertising and gambling self-promoting activities, is because of the likelihood of, number one, fraud that could happen, and the fraud that would have impact in the community, likelihood of the right procedures in preparation of some of these pharmaceutical drugs before they're brought to market. Has due diligence been done? So the nature of the products, before some of these products are brought to market, it's important to involve a regulator in ensuring that they are of quality, they're of sound, they're of quality, they're of sound, uh, how can I put it? Sound, ready to be consumed, in the right manner, ready to be consumed in the right manner. And there's no backwash or funny business, monkey business happening behind gambling companies and things like that. So it's very important to involve a regulator in such instances. The other one is it's an opportunity for us to weed out the fake marketers, right? Because when you're regulated and you belong to an association, it's the same way we're able to weed out quacktarians. People are quack doctors. We're able to weed them out. We're able to weed out fake lawyers because of them being regulated. Even for us as marketers, it's important for fake marketers to be weeded out. Think of it like this. I hope you've heard of the concept called greenwashing advertising. This is where many organizations today brand themselves as being pro climate change, pro net zero, pro saving our fauna and flora. But when it comes to the nitty gritties of how they conduct their business on a day to day basis, it doesn't reflect the same. So, is their brand and what they're doing on a daily basis matching what they're advertising? Look at the definition of greenwashing. It's very important. You mostly see greenwashing with companies that are either in oil and gas or timber manufacturing or things that have a direct impact on the environment. So you can look at that, look that up. Um, so it will help us also weed out people who are fake marketers and fake promotions, right? So it's very important for us to be regulated in that sense. The other thing is that being regulated helps us form associations, societies, marketing clubs, things that help us grow the career, yes, and bring it to international standards depending on where you are in the world. So, my advice to you is look around your community. Which associations are around, and associations are good because they give you power to lobby. They give you power to lobby. You can lobby for standardized wages. It can help you lobby for employee benefits. It can help you unionize and speak in a more cohesive um, and a synced voice as the professionals, and that's the way a profession gets its well deserved respect. So, in that sense, I do believe that marketers should be regulated, right? The other reason why I think marketers should be regulated, and this is actually a benefit to businesses, right? Um, when you're regulated, it allows a business to protect itself from instances of a crisis. For example, if a leader in the business, one of the directors, is either misconducts himself or false advertises, a business has the ability to sort of distinguish itself and separate itself from this individual so that they don't have any associations. Or sometimes, as marketers, we hire influencers, right? What if one of your influencers is caught up in a bad reputation, yet they have been promoting your business? What do you do in such an instance? So being regulated um, allows you to sort of disconnect from this influencer and say that they do not represent our company. We were just using them as a tool to push our products, but not necessarily their thoughts and their opinions is not a reflection of who we are as an organization. And those are one of the benefits of being regulated. I hope these tips help, but at the same time, I want to be a devil's advocate. There are instances where I think regulation can hinder how we practice as marketers. One of them being when we form systems and protocols and acceptable procedures of compliance as marketers, we can be a bit too strict when it comes to our creativity. It can limit our creativity because we've been set for boundaries in some sort. And if you know this well, you know, marketers, creativity is our biggest fuel. So in that instance, you really need to be thinking outside the box in order to rise above what the market is. The other thing is that it might cause some sense of monopoly because of to be compliant and to be regulated, that means most of the time an organization is paying some compliance fees, some advertising license, a marketing license of some sort, right? So this sometimes can limit smaller, budding companies, startups that still don't have a marketing budget. Um, and that can move into another rat race of ethical marketing that we don't want to get into today. But at the same time, it can only leave those who are financially fit to fairly compete, and that to compete, which is not necessarily fair, isn't it? So those are my tips. But then again, yes, I think marketers should be regulated. There are more pros to it than cons. And I hope this has been helpful. Until the next one, take care of yourself. Bye bye.